What up, motherfuckers? So, some exciting's going on tonight. So, now this is a story that I'm definitely gonna tell at some point on YouTube and shit. And I'm not, I really should make this a YouTube video, but I'm just gonna do this as clips for Insta. But I could put them all together into for a YouTube video anyways. So, LSD. I haven't done it since way back in 2016 with my bro Scott at the time. And I'm gonna be doing it again for the first time since then. Right here. Right fucking now, bitches. It's gonna be a good time. So, okay. Let's get started. Oh, I'm gonna do a half tab. Almost forgot. So let me cut it. All right. I got it. It's time to trip, bitches. Not entirely sure how long it's been now. Maybe like a little over 10 minutes or so. I just now swallowed the tab. Was sucking on it and shit. It was on my tongue for a while. And I feel like I'm starting to feel it. I don't know. Might just be me. Well, latching.
What is feeling? What is feeling anything?
Okay, so me and my friend Diego just gamed a bit. Fuck yeah. He's still in the party. He said he'll call back in 10 minutes because he's gonna listen to some music because he's also, he took half a tab as well. So yeah. And I'm starting to really fucking feel it, bro. So yeah. I love this song right here. Bro, just jumping around, dancing to this shit, bro. I feel good. I feel good, alright? And they say, don't look in the mirror while on acid. I don't see the problem. I mean, kind of, I guess, but like, I don't know. And again, this isn't a mirror, this is a phone screen, so I don't know if it applies, but still. It's just rising, bro. Like, I feel so excited. I feel so fucking good and excited and shit, bro. Fuck it. And also, you know, of course, like, look, I can jerk off while I'm drunk. Right? I can jerk off while I'm high. I will jerk off on acid, bitch. And I will let you know how that is. High sex is fucking great, though. That I know already. First fucking sure, bro. But, yeah, still. Dude, I can't stop smiling. Like, I'm actually, like... I don't know if I've ever felt this happy before, bro. This is good shit. Okay, at this point, right? So I'm watching you know, the thing over there, right? And he's talking about, like, you know, he was looking in the mirror while tripping on acid. Or, no, shrooms or whatever. And, that for him there was no dysmorphia, and you see your body as it really is. I've had a lot of body issues in the past, for sure. And so, here I am, you know, boom, this is me, okay? And right now I feel good. I feel good about it. I don't feel that bad. I just looked at myself straight in my fucking eyes. First off, my fucking pupils, bro, can you? Like, okay, first off, usually you can't really even see the color of my fucking eyes, but like, still. This time my pupils are pretty fucking huge, and I looked deep into them, and I just saw the beauty of my eyes and my eyelashes. I think I fell in love with myself. Is LSD making me a narcissist, bro? I don't know, but I feel good. All right, so more of the visuals are starting to kick in at this point. And if you're wondering how much time has gone by, it's like 11:55, I think, and I took it 9:30, about 9:30, and it's like 11:55 or so. So yeah, that's the timing. Anyways, I'm looking at my carpet, right? And like, it's like shifting around and shit. At this point in the night, you know, I'm calling my bro here, Diego. We're both tripping. About to play Gmod. Hells yeah. And I'm tripping good. Alright. Alright, so motherfuckers, we're getting... Just saw you right. He's going to God right now.
Just do it, I'll blow you up when you're doing it.
And, So yeah, I feel like I'm tripping, guys. I feel like so obviously I'm on acid right now, right? But looking at the screen, right? I feel like my point of view is actually this guy's, my characters, and flying, right? It just feels like the world, like it just wraps around me. Like it feels fucking weird. It's great. Like I'm actually there. But yeah. Russian roulette is indeed not on your side. Alright, pass. This is what I look like, guys, by the way. I'm fucking hot. Alright, guys, so we're gonna execute all these fucking women. Oh, yeah. Oh, reloading. Again, like, I feel like I'm in a POV, and, like, I feel like I'm actually in a huge-ass room when I look at the screen and shit. It's awesome. Okay, guys, so you know how, right now on the screen, you know how you can kind of see, like, fluttering of the screen? Well, not as much. Like, I'm seeing that kind of shit with my own eyes. Like, I can see the screen. Like, I can almost catch it with the phone itself. Yeah, that. You see that, guys? I'm seeing that shit, but with my own eyes, not as heavily. But yeah, like, I don't think the human eyes are supposed to perceive that. Like, I don't think I've seen that sober. Like, I don't think so, unless I've just never noticed, but, or not as much. I don't know, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. It's weird. It's like it helps you fucking see shit better. Holy shit, I'm catching that on camera. You hear that?
What?
Coyotes. Coyotes right now. Wolves are fucking howling outside.
Are you serious?
A fuck ton, like puppies and shit. You hear that shit?
I'm hearing.
I'm getting creeped the fuck out. That's scaring the hell out of me. Here's where the offensive humor really comes in. Alright, so as you can see, there's a platform right there. A lot of people here. There is, dynamite set in. Yeah, those people are meant to be there for a reason. But let me get back on the ground. Let me get back on the ground, because I want to give you all the best view of what's about to happen here. Alright, go.
I'm starting the plane. Give me a second. I'm on the way.
Just, just enjoying the day. Oh, look at that, a plane. Oh. You missed the fucking platform! Fuck!
Oh shit, yo.
Oh, wait, they're all dying. They're all dying. It's just lagged. It is lagged. Holy shit. Holy...
Goddamn. Yo, let me see that video.
It should have been perfect though, like...
Holy shit, you look at all these people.
Alright. I might be able to come down because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just seeing shit, I just don't really see much anymore. I don't feel much, but I don't know, maybe. Then again, we spend most, like, gaming for way longer. But that was its own, like, experience on acid, but anyways. Yeah, I'm touching the fucking couch and, like, I can see the motion, like, in between it and, like, just the shifting.
Oh, dude, you definitely still feel it.
If I really concentrate on it hard enough, kind of.
You haven't peaked.
Just a little precursor to when I go balls deep, which isn't gonna be tonight, but just to see how it's like with the lights on. All right, and I got my bro on call. He's at his peak right now, possibly on his trip too. Oh. Oh. Whoa. So I forgot to report. Okay, for the past hour or two or so, I'm pretty sure I'm like the come down. I guess I don't know. Like I think I am still high, but like, I don't know, cause I can still like kind of see stuff if I really try. I don't know, but like, it hasn't even been that long. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Um, and the whole jerking off. Well, okay. The point of doing that would be at its peak while I'm at the peak high. So I definitely pretty sure I missed that. um, I just did, but like, um, again, I'm at the like the come down, so it doesn't really matter. I gotta do it at the peak of the high. Next time, I still got the other half tab. So yeah. And so y'all know what time it is right now. Right now it is like 3:36. Okay, and I've been feeling like the come down for like 2-3 hours ago. So
some sort of
tasting this.
to some sort of other form of consciousness.
Tastes.
And it just,
I don't know if it's just me, but it tastes really fucking good. Then again, I haven't eaten for hours, so.
it was just
Something cool. I think this is a movie from, I'm not sure if this year or just last year, late last year, but yeah. It was also, I'm feeling it rise back up again, but it might just be me. I don't know. It is now in the morning. You kill. Hasn't been that long. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, lights, because it's daylight now, and so shit's different. I think I'm pretty sober, but I don't know. About to go outside, take him out, so he can poop. Yeah, I think I'm entirely sober, basically. Um, so, but shit was amazing, and I feel fucking awesome. I feel fucking great. So yeah. Yo, what up, fuckers? So, those were clips that, were originally filmed and posted on my Instagram. They were filmed, not this very last Sunday. Today's, Tuesday. They were filmed, last Sunday, so like, I think the 17th. And I didn't post them on Instagram until Thursday, which was the 21st. And that was only a half tab, which the other half tab I then took that coming Friday, the 22nd, so just a few days ago. So yeah, I just want to kind of talk a little bit about that acid trip, because it was, my first acid trip since 2016, early to mid 2016, like I had explained. So it was basically like brand new to me. It felt, it felt pretty fucking brand new. Which I still need to tell the story of that time, because last time I did it before now, it was again back in 2016. It was with my friend Scott, and that shit was fucking hilarious. But at some point I will get to that. But yeah, so right now I just want to talk about some details, and excuse the messy ass hair. Didn't feel like straining it out for this, but I figured out a good outfit here, so that's nice. Whatever. Definitely will wear this on the cover. But anyways, so because there are some details and stuff, because fuck, it was my first time getting back to it, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to film it exactly. If I should do Instagram clips or just an entire YouTube video. And I said, fuck it, just clips, and you know, now I've decided, yeah, I'm making it into a YouTube video as well, because it is the first time coming back to it, so I just feel like it deserves to be a YouTube video. Either way, and so, yeah, that's what I'm fucking doing. So, I'm gonna try to go through it and just kind of tell y'all how the experience was. From what I remember, I should have filmed this part of this video last week as well, but I've been busy, and I'm still pretty busy. You know, which includes this, but yeah, I like doing this, so whatever. And so, yeah, because there's some things that I just kind of want to talk about, and some things that maybe I didn't really record and shit. And yeah, I mean, overall, it was fucking great. The trip was fucking, it was awesome, man. It was fucking great. I mean, it helped me out in a way as well and shit. And I mean, there really wasn't much to complain except that fucking part where there were fucking wolves or coyotes or whatever, fucking howling or whatever the fuck that was, screaming outside. It was literally like, because my dad has told me before that in the middle of the night he's been woken up by like coyotes and shit howling outside, and I never heard that. And so this was the first time that I fucking heard something like that. And I was on acid, bro, so it was not doing well. Alright? I ended up just closing off the window with those two curtain plastic things I have right there, and I just put that there because I also a lot of times feel like I'm being watched. I might be getting stalked, or have been for a while. I don't know. And or paranormal, ghostly shit. I don't know. Or all the above. But either way, and if I am, I may know who it is, bitch. But yeah, so alright. So first I took it, and I'm gonna try to put like a timestamp of every clip, because on iPhone, you know, when you take a picture or video or whatever, it tells you in detail info about it, you know, down to like the very minute that you took the video or picture. And so hopefully that's there. But yeah, so I had dropped it at around 9, what was it, 9:30 or so? And so so after 10 minutes, it didn't dissolve entirely, but I had been, you know, kept it in my mouth, sucking on it, and, you know, flipping it and whatever shit, and then I swallowed it after 10 minutes. And yeah, I started kind of feeling it, a little bit. I just felt something, right? Like some kind of a heaviness after that. And yeah, but I wasn't really sure, you know, if it was really coming in, because for my friend Diego, which we tripped that same night together on call and everything, as you saw in those clips. But, you know, he's currently still, you know, kind of and he knows it, he's kind of fat, right? And so the weight has to do with how much, you know, something will affect you. You know, how much weed you need to smoke in order to get high or whatever fuck. But it also depends on tolerance. But anyways, for him, you know, he said that it takes him like 30 minutes to an hour before he really feels anything at all. And for me, I already started kind of feeling a little bit after 10-20 minutes. And so, yeah, but it was nothing like major at all. I just felt something, you know? And yeah, trying to remember. I wish I could like kind of look at the clips, but you know I'm recording with my iPhone, so I kind of couldn't do that. So eventually, I did start feeling it more, but while I was kind of waiting for it to kind of kick in more, me and my friend Diego, we started playing Rocket League together, and I think that's why, because one of the clips is like the timestamp of when it was taken or whatever. It says what was it, like 9:42 or something, and then the very next clip after that is like 11. And like this whole time I've been really confused as to what, because that fucking time gap, what the fuck happened there? But I think me and him were just playing for that long, I guess. Because I mean it was almost about to be 10, so that would have just been almost an hour. I don't know. Maybe fucking, I don't know, maybe there's something to do with alien abduction, you know what I mean? I mean, in stories of like people getting abducted and shit, there is a lot of them recount like a missing time, you know, a time gap. But in this situation, I think I guess it was just gaming and I just didn't know how much time had gone by. I don't know. Yeah, we were just playing that. And then while we were gaming, I started to kind of feel it more. And you know, Rocket League has like a lot of colors, especially in certain arenas. And my favorite ones, they're more kind of neon and colorful and shit. And so it started coming on, like mostly still like kind of, you know, like in the whole 10 to 20 minute mark, that what I felt was more so just kind of a feeling, right? And so while we were playing Rocket League, more so towards the end, I started kind of feeling that more, feeling an intensity of that. And like it's like a head rush and in the chest and everything. It was weird. And eventually we stopped gaming, and that's when I recorded that one clip. And then I was definitely starting to feel it more. Because then the next one I'm just so I definitely was starting. It was rising. It was feeling it a lot more. And then, because that game has a few good ass fucking songs, especially Sundance. I fucking love that track, man. This shit's good as fuck. So it's jamming out to that because he had left because he was tripping too, and he felt like he wanted to listen to some music with earbuds. And so after I jammed out to, I think that was Sundance that I was kind of jumping around to. Then I put in some earbuds as well. And he had said he'd call back in like 10 minutes or so. And I was jamming to 303 Don't Dance. Shit was good as fuck. I wasn't even singing, alright? Again, earbuds in. So you know shit like that's fucking awkward if there was anyone like if there was someone fucking stalking me. Straight up, they fucking heard me like just singing with no music because I had it in my ears. But yeah, I haven't fucking because I didn't even realize how loud I was really singing until like while singing, I took out an earbud. I was like, oh shit, this is pretty fucking loud. So I went out and closed the hallway door, just to make sure. And I was really feeling that shit, man. That song's good as fuck. And while in acid, just the way it's so, like, stereo and shit. Then suddenly, I get a fucking call, and that's, you know, it's Diego, and it kind of scares me. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, hey. He's like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, I was like, it's in the middle of a song, man. It's really fucking good. You kind of interrupted. But, yeah, and, I was also watching that one, like, documentary, whatever thing, on Netflix, which is just basically comedians and celebrities talking about, their, was it their first time doing acid, or just stories of them on acid? Maybe both. But yeah, so that was nice. That was also pretty trippy to watch as well. And, yeah, so, then that's when, around there is when it kind of, as you now know, it helped me with, certain body issues, and, and yeah, I think I have been feeling a little better when it comes to that. And it's still there, but I don't think as much as it was. Because on that acid trip, it also made me realize just, how much I've really hated my own body. Because I have had, like, ongoing kind of on and off issues with my body for years. And so, yeah, the fact that, that word just is, it's great. Because one thing that they were saying, as I said, is, don't look in the mirror while on acid. And I guess it really depends how much you're on. Because this is just, again, half tab. I'm not really entirely sure how many UG. He said that the guy told him it was 200 per tab. So if that's true, and if it's a half tab, then it would have been 100 UG. But either way, so in that night though, most of that acid trip was mostly just spent gaming, and watching TV, and yeah, but especially gaming on Gmod. Especially once it started rising more, and the peak and everything of the high. And yeah, so that looks fucking terrible. And so I'm trying to just kind of remember everything, because I don't want this to get too long. But fuck it, fuck you. You're listening. You're gonna listen, all right? Good. And so, help me out with that. After, not too long after that, then the kind of the visuals started kicking in more, which is something that I really was waiting for. And it wasn't very strong, or at least when they started kicking in. But like if I just were to concentrate on my like carpet for a few seconds, then it would kind of start shifting around a little bit. But yeah, and then chilled out some more, and then eventually we started gaming on Gmod, and that in of itself was its own unique experience on acid, actually. Like Rocket League, yeah, I mean, yeah, that can be pretty trippy too, I guess, but not as much as Gmod, but in the way that it was really, it was weird. It was unique, it was cool, it was different. So, while sometimes on acid, if you're looking at a screen, yeah, you won't really see much, right? Sometimes you won't really feel the high of the acid that much. were just not as intense, I guess, but it can, or at least for me, it did kind of deliver something unique, like kind of like its own experience, and on acid, which by the way, you're at least for me, my eyes do not dry out. I wear contacts, and like with weed, obviously my eyes get dry, and eventually I have to like keep putting eye drops into my eyes and shit. Cause especially at night, because even if I'm not high or anything, my contacts just start getting dry eventually as the night goes on. And so that's something that's annoying on weed, I guess. Especially if I'm getting sleepy and shit. But on acid, bro, like, yeah, my eyes do not get dry much at all. Maybe just a tiny bit every now and then. And just like a drop or two just kind of fixes that up entirely. Also, like wow, my hair had a little spikes there. Nice. And so remember, you get on Gmon. And again, it's its own experience, especially once we enter this one room. First off, everything is really fucking clear. Like, it's almost like, now that I think about it, it was almost like, which is something I did say there, it's like my perspective was the game. Like, because the game is in POV, right? And so, it was like my point of view was my character's point of view. Especially the more I would focus on the screen, because there were a few times where it would feel like it would kind of envelop me. And I would feel like I'm actually there. Like, I remember we would fly into the sky, right? And I would kind of feel that a little bit. And if we let ourselves fall, like, normally I'm already like in a video game, even if I'm just like falling from great heights. Like a lot of times I'll feel that kind of like thrilling kind of fear. But on acid it's a little more extreme. And I would stop myself before I hit the ground and be like, oh. And there were certain like angles of views. Like if I was like, there was one where he was up in the sky and I was looking up at him, and you know the sky's nice and bright blue. There's a building right there on the side, and it just looked real. Like it just yeah, it was like it was my real perspective. If anything, was probably the most what's the word? Sucked into the game. You know what I mean? Like it felt like I was actually there a lot more than I guess usually would feel. And it was really cool as well. Like let's say he killed me in the middle while we were flying in the air, right? It would be cool just watching myself fly, you know, ragdoll all the way down. And like, there's a lot of blood and gore, and I fucking love that shit. Personally, for me, that didn't like disturb me. If there were times where it kind of like, yeah, if I really thought about it, then yeah, it would kind of like, because I'm on acid, right? And so it would kind of disturb me a little bit. But that's only if I really wanted to really try hard enough to think about that whole, you know. But yeah, normally, yeah, it didn't really bother me much. And so then we discovered this one room that I didn't know this map had, and it has like a fucking mirror and everything. And I remember when I first entered that room, like I didn't even, because my avatar, you know, it looks like, yeah. And so I remember first walking into it, and like the peripheral of the screen, I didn't know there's a mirror there, and I just kind of see these like thin ass little fucking blacked out body and legs just kind of on the corner of my eye. I'm like, what the fuck? And I turned and I was like, oh, it's me. It's a fucking mirror. What the fuck? Like, I actually scared myself. Because my own character also looks straight out of a fucking horror movie. I think it's straight up a burn victim or something. I don't know. But, yeah. And so, that was great. But just, when I first walked in there and I kind of just looked around, especially in that room, it felt very real. Like, there were moments where, like, it felt even more like I was actually in that room. Like, I could actually be in that room. And in a way, even though, the laptop screen is only, like, not that big, especially compared to my fucking TV, still, somehow, in a way, I would kind of feel it, again, like, wrap around me, like I was, like, actually there. And, like, I didn't have to turn my head. It was like almost like a kind of VR, but very light. But still heavy on the eyes. That's the best way I can really describe. It made it really cool. It's really, again, its own experience. Yeah, I wasn't seeing that much, like, visuals or anything on the screen or anything, because it's a screen. But I could see everything, like, and it was like my eyes started seeing 4K or some shit, it was very clear. And it just felt like I was the character. And so I think the acid, because my character wasn't on acid, right? But I am. And seeing stuff in his, my perspective in the game, felt like it was my perspective. It kind of transports you into like a whole other kind of world. It's weird. And, that's something I would definitely recommend if you're someone who takes acid or something. Which I would recommend acid generally. Just make sure you don't do it with some fucking dumb fuck asshole cunt. Do it with a trusted friend. You really know they're not going to try to fuck with you or anything, especially if it's your first time. And I would say half tab, just do that. Or you could be alone like I was, but you could have your friend to call and shit, and everything, so maybe you wouldn't feel as alone or something, which even then you wouldn't, and you could, as long as you also have, something nice, funny to watch and whatever. But yeah, anyways, there was a certain point where, I remember I looked away from the screen, and like, as you can see, my room is like a more goldish, yellow. This part of the room, at least, this square part of the room. The rest is just a dark, wood, wooden, whatever fuck. But when I looked up from the screen, and I was sitting right here too. I was sitting right here, the table and everything was right here. And I just, I'm playing, right? Blah, 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 right? And I look up, and like, before that, it's when the fucking coyotes and shit, were outside my fucking room, like literally in the front yard, right? And yeah, that freaked me the fuck out. That was creepy as hell, dude. And he was saying that he didn't hear it, and I'm like, there is no way I'm fucking hallucinating that shit. And as you saw that clip, as you heard it, no, I did not. I caught it on camera. Fuck yeah. Anyway, after the clip, which I should have kind of recorded more, I moved over to the corner just in case, because I don't know, it didn't sound like that. At first, kind of, but then it started, like, at first it was more, shit like that. But like it's like a puppy, or that's kind of sounds like. But then it just kept like devolving and getting like way less howlish and more just like screeches and screams and shit. and it just straight demonic. As you would hear at the towards the end of that clip. And yeah, it started freaking me out. I was like, is that Haterz? I still don't know. Because the way they sounded and everything, it really doesn't sound like that. And so, yeah, I was kind of freaked out. You know, paranormal or stalker, both. I don't know. What the fuck? Supernatural shit. I don't know. You know? So I kind of hid behind there. You know, talking to my friend, I'm like, yo. Because I went behind there and I watched a clip myself right after I recorded it. And yeah, I had caught it on camera. I was hearing it, and I was like, holy shit, it's real. And so then I play it to my friend from the other phone, and he's like, oh shit, yeah, I hear it too. And I'm like, I knew it! And so then I cover the windows with those blind things. For more safety, it makes the room feel more enclosed, kind of, but in a good way. And, yeah, then that's when, eventually, we're still gaming. I look up on the screen. Orange. Or at least in my memory, I remember fucking orange as fuck. The walls, the lighting is like super fucking orange as all hell. The lighting from that lamp right there is fucking orange as hell. I look over there towards that part of the room because that lamp on beside my bed is also on. Very orange. Everything's just, especially this part of the room, is very fucking orange. But to me, I'm not entirely sure. Like as I'm seeing that, like I'm not entirely sure if it's normal or if it's just like if it's me or what. Because sometimes if you're looking at a laptop computer screen for, you know, a certain amount of time, and then especially, you know, close to your face and shit, and you look up, you know, because the whiteness of the computer and whatever, and, you know, it could kind of distort how everything else kind of looks. But the way I remember it, I don't know how I didn't immediately notice that, okay, yeah, for sure this is the acid. Like, my room is not this orange. There is no way just me looking at a fucking screen could make everything else look like this. So yeah, everything was orange as fuck. Which eventually, you know, days later or whatever, I was reading an article that, acid, yeah, kind of can make stuff more in an exaggerated color. Most of the time, like orange, red, yellow, colors like that, which, you know, they would say explains all those like classic, trippy pictures and art from the 60s and 70s, because it's that same kind of color scheme and everything. And yeah, everything was fucking orange as hell, but I didn't really know if it was just me or, I don't know, they felt kind of normal to me. I didn't really see a difference. I don't know, I didn't remember how yellow my room really was, how more goldish it was. I don't know, it just seemed fine, but in my, you know, now that I've remembered it, I'm like, yeah, that was orange as hell, bro. Like, but, you know, I kept gaming as well, and, that was something, because I did look around more, but we were still gaming, so, which is, and on the screen itself, though, everything looked normal, like, the color, whatever acid does to you, when you're looking at a screen, a lot of times, again, it doesn't really do anything on the screen. Oh, then there's that one thing that I did mention in the clip. I'm pretty sure I saw shit that I wasn't, like, your human's eyes aren't supposed to see. You know how, if you're filming, like, a computer screen off your phone, on your phone screen, it'll kind of have this, like, fluttering, you know, like, you know, black lines or whatever. Even in a picture. And if you were to zoom in on it, it even changes the way the lines look and shit, right? Of a computer screen. I was seeing that fluttering with my own fucking eyes, bro. Straight up. I was like, because I saw like the kind of fluttering. I'm like, what the fuck? And And then I was like, is it just me? And I rubbed my eyes and shit. And it's still there. And I would kind of move the laptop screen up and down. And I'm like, I see it. It's there. And so, yeah. Yeah, acid makes you... it's yeah. I don't know if human eyes are supposed to really see fluttering like that on a computer laptop screen. But I certainly did. So, yeah, that's great. And let's see. Oh, right. Jerking off. Right. So, I didn't get to that night. Not at the peak, at least. For sure at all. So I don't know what that was like. I did the last time, which was just last Friday, like I said. Which that one, I spent that one a little more, so that trip just kind of, it was during the night again, this last Friday that I did the other half tab. And, I spent that one, I tried to spend it, I did watch a good amount of TV and whatever, but I tried to spend it more just looking at my surroundings and everything. And that one, I saw some cool ass shit that I also posted on Instagram. Now, I might recount some of that, next time or something. But right now, this part of the video has gone on long enough. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? Yeah, after we got done gaming that night, then I just watched more TV. And it went on all the way till like 4 in the morning, and then around there's when I tried to go to sleep. And I did eventually fall asleep and shit. Weirdly enough, it seems like this last time that I did it, just this last Friday, I feel like it actually, that time lasted longer. And it was like more trippy visually and shit than that first time's Sunday that I did it since 2016. So yeah, I do plan on doing like a whole tab at once. And I want to do like outside. I want to do that again because that's the way me and Scott did back in 2016 as well in public and shit. It was great. It was funny as fuck. Well, that reminds me. Yeah. So as y'all know, I have my series, What I'm Like to Be High, which is, all about, well, it's weed. What I'm Like to Be High, but it's on weed. That's the whole thing. And this is something that I've been thinking about for months, is starting this kind of like, starting subseries, of the What I'm Like to Be High series. So, like for example, What I'm Like to Be High, Acid Edition. I guess that's one that I would call, and it'd have its own playlist of Acid Edition, What I'm Like to Be High episodes. I've never done shrooms, but eventually I definitely want to get to that, and then I could do a What I'm Like to Be High on shrooms. So I think that's something I would really like to do. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. If y'all would like seeing that. And I'm planning on possibly doing the first Acid Edition When I Like to Be High episode. But I kind of want to do it with a friend. And I'm thinking my friend Michael, because he's never done acid before, and so it'd be cool to kind of see him trip. It would probably be for both of us half tab, but still, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know if it would be during the day or night for that one. Because during the day would be a little it's harder. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah. Because I kind of want to do like a What I'm Like to Be High series for kind of each drug or whatever. But like there's certain drugs, because I've done a lot of shit, I've lived, alright? I've lived a fucking rock star life, I still kind of do, alright? Like that's a whole other thing. But for actual harder drugs. Because acid is not as bad as like the government and everyone wants you to think. It really isn't. Psychedelics generally, I don't think are at all. Right? Now, unlike, like, because weed can't kill you. Neither can acid. But it's the same thing for both of them. The only way you can die off of them is if you take an impossible amount all at once. And again, that's just not possible. But unlike weed, which weed you can smoke every day, it ain't gonna do shit to you, more than likely at all. So you're fine. But with acid, you cannot do that every day, or every 2 days or something. That's something I would say like every week for like 2 weeks, and then take like a 2-week break before doing it again and that like that. Cause with acid, if you do it too much and shit, then yeah, it could give you actual side effects, even long lasting, because you know, LSD, acid, is an actual drug, unlike weed, which is just a fucking plant. Deal with the truth. But acid is, you know, it's an actual drug, harmless if you, again, make sure you do it right. No tainted shit either. And you don't abuse it. You take it in its own form of moderation. Shrooms, I guess would be the same for acid, but maybe a little, since shrooms is stronger, I guess probably a longer time span before taking it again. That would be my guess. But yeah, and psychedelics are being starting to be legalized in certain states. Like I think New Mexico is one state where psychedelics are legal, or at least shrooms. I think. But yeah, so that's good. That's great shit, and weed just keeps fucking climbing that, which eventually might actually get fucking legalized nationwide. Hopefully this year, real soon. So that'd be fucking great. And, you know, I would say look at the bebe, but it's just in there. Yeah. So. Yeah, anyways, so, fuck, what was the point? Fuck! Basically just fucking, yeah, I want to do, so, for like the harder actual drugs, let's say fucking coke and shit, right? Those are, like, if I ever did made their own a sub-series, those kind of drugs, the max I would do for those would be only 2 episodes. Just because, you know, I am an anarchist. Do whatever the fuck you want, alright? But truth is still truth, and unlike most psychedelics, and especially weed, you know, shit like meth and coke and shit can actually be harmful if you get addicted, if you let yourself get addicted, and if you abuse it, most of all. I personally can't get addicted to anything, and I've always had my own theory of, you know, I think addiction is actually fake, but that's a whole other thing. You know, that's something, it's its own video. It's a long thing. It's something that I really started thinking about back like 5th grade, 6th grade. And then once I really started doing shit more, I've just never gotten addicted to anything. That's because I've had that mindset that addiction is fake. You know, and I think it would make sense, you know, because the government, you know, schools, they teach you will get addicted, right? And if you believe that, then I think you will. But if you deny that, if you say, fuck you, no, I won't. And truly believe that, especially since before you do anything, probably, and you strongly, truly believe that shit, then I think you won't. And I think that's why, you know, I haven't gotten addicted to anything at all. And I've done, you know, good shit, alright? Including meth. Funny stories. one day will tell. I have so many stories, all right, way too many, but I will get to them all eventually, even if it takes years. But yeah, but even then, even though I've not gotten addicted, you know, or anything, I know those are still actually harmful drugs if you do them a lot and abuse them and shit. Like as in can kill you. They will actually kill you. You can overdose and die. Alright? And like the reason why I would only do 2 episodes of like the harder stuff is because one, fuck you, I can. It might be fun, whatever, right? And it's still a good show. Because I think it's also educational, because if anyone is ever wondering, what would someone on this look like? What would they be like? That's kind of also part of the reason why I do my What I'm Like to Be High series, you know? If you're ever curious what a dude high as fuck on weed looks like, you know, boom, just watch that shit. Because it's live. It is reality. It's real. In the moment. We're smoking it and enjoying it, you know? But what the difference is that with with psychedelics and weed, again, you can't, those aren't really harmful, especially weed. And again, psychedelics, that's something you do have to be very moderate with. But other than that, like, you can't overdose on it, at least. So with those, the only reason I do way more episodes of like weed, and I will for forever, for a really long time. I really want to keep that series going. And also at some point with the acid edition and shrooms edition, right? It's because those, again, as long as the psychedelic ones, as long as you're moderately doing shit, they're not harmful. And I encourage, because those are way less harmful, I encourage way more for anyone to try out those. Because I know as long as you're in a safe and a good headspace, and you're thinking positively and everything, and you're even in good company, you're going to have a good trip most likely. It'll be fun. And even if you'll never do any of that, it's still obviously very funny and entertaining to watch and shit, so yeah. And again, I'm an anarchist, so hey, if you want to fucking go do meth, bitch. Alright, whatever. That's your choice. Your choice, right? But yeah, anyways, that's the whole thing. So yeah, eventually I think I'll be starting When I Like to Be High Acid Edition. And shit of those. So yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you joined me recounting some stuff that I didn't. I'm sure there's probably some things that I'm not remembering right now, that after I'm done recording I will remember, because that usually a lot of times fucking happens. But tough shit, right? You're so cute, Pepe. You're so yeah. So cute. Fuck it. I think that's really it, right? Oh yeah. Also, I will. You know what? I'll fucking. All right. So, see this? I fucking wrote that down just before I got high. That Sunday. It says, "You are on acid / LSD. What you see in here may not be real at all. Do not do any dumb shit. Stay positive. It will be over soon. Remember, a lot of shit is not real, bro. You're still alive, though. And you're still on Earth in your room. Written by you before LSD." The reason I fucking made this is just in case I had a bad trip. And I could just look at this and hopefully it would, reassure me. So, I made sure I was fucking ready. Alright? For whatever the situation may be. So, yeah. And I still haven't taken it off my fucking wall. But, whatever. Yeah, oh, it also made me feel, another thing about on acid, at first it also, when it started at first rising and everything, I felt like my heart kind of pumping harder and shit. And like my mom has like you know, heart problems and shit, which is something that's kind of been passed on to me a bit. And so at first I kind of freaked out because I was hoping like it's not gonna, you know, the LSD isn't gonna affect, you know, my heart in a way where it's I'll get heart palpitations or something. But it wasn't. It felt more to me like just I had a lot of energy pent up, and so I would also like move around, just walk around my room, you know, back and forth, you know, over here, back over here, and yeah, and so yeah, that was another thing. But it's just really just part of the acid trip. It's kind of like a euphoria and just yeah. But it would kind of feel a heart pumping. And definitely a warmness. It when on acid, it makes my body and shit kind of like tingle and ticklish, and it's weird, but that's nice. And kind of warm. Like another thing is that so that light, right? It does give off one of them. This one is LED, so it doesn't really give off much heat. This one isn't. This is just a regular light bulb, and it gives off heat, which is why I'll explain that later. But on acid, I had that on for a good amount, especially when I was here looking in the mirror and shit. And eventually, it got really hot, even though I was already shirtless and shit. I was like, why the fuck? And it was the light bulb, bro. Because then I just like put my hand up to it, and it was just like this far away from it, right? And like I felt the heat really strong. I don't know if that was just me or I think it just gets like that usually, but I don't know. But I like felt it, like even though all the way over here, I just felt like a stronger heat, and I'm like, what the fuck? And yeah, it was obviously that shit. Yeah. I don't know what else to really say here. I don't know. There's probably shit I forget about. Fuck, I don't know. But fuck it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video if you liked the video. Share the video if you liked the video. And yeah. I know at this point most of this has been me recounting, but fuck you. I just you know, a few things that, you know, yeah, just whatever. If I forget anything, I'm just gonna film more and talk about it more. Fuck you. And or put in the description. But yeah. She was fucking great. So yeah, def recommend. Which I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know, even though this hasn't really happened to me, I know that it happens, and so even if it's your first time and you got a real positive mindset, you might still like end up getting a bad trip the first time. You know, it happens, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be every time. It's kind of different for everybody. It really depends. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyways, rock out.